you willing to lose yourself in order to become Christ? But the good news is this. When you give up the rights to your life, when you make the decision to disown yourself, when you lose sight of yourself and interest, Jesus Christ is there to claim all of the rights that you put on the table. Christ lets the devil and his henchmen know that he paid a heavy price to get first pick of everyone who denies him or herself for the cause of Christ. And where you were once a slave to sin, you now become a servant to righteousness. As one who denies him or herself for Christ and allowing Christ to claim your life, there are certain privileges that accompany being a servant for righteousness. When the devil comes with external pressure to make you suffer, Christ will allow the devil to take you to the point of destruction. Christ will allow enough agitation necessary for growth. Christ will allow enough burdens to toughen you for the next assignment in him. Christ will allow enough suffering for you to learn more about him. But he will not let you be destroyed. He may let you be broken because God is close to those who have a broken spirit and a contrite heart. But in the end, you will be able to say, I survived everything I went through. The devil took me to the edge. I was at the point of giving up and collapse. I wanted to throw in the towel. And right before the devil could throw his knockout punch, Jesus Christ will step in front of you and say, enough and no more. When you think about all the things that you have gone through, when you think about all the things that you've been through, when you think back over your life, you can truly say that Christ stepped in right before the devil could throw his knockout punch. The privileges of denying yourself. But if your relationship with God is an I-it relationship, you'll give up before you can see the salvation of the Lord. But when you have an I-thou relationship, which says, I am committed for the long haul, even your prayer life will change. Your prayer life will no longer be, Lord, get me out of this. It becomes, what can I learn in this? Your prayer life is not just deliver me from the fire. It becomes refine me so I can become like pure gold. Your prayer life is not just deliver me from this situation. It becomes, Lord, what will you have me to learn from what I'm going through? When you deny yourself, not only do you give up the rights to your own life, you also lose sight of your own life and sight of your own interest. But here's the thing. You gain a new focus. You take your eyes off of the distractions. And the truth of the matter is, your own life can be a distraction to what God is trying to do. But you take your eyes off the distraction and you get a new focus as you look to Jesus Christ, who is the author and the finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross as an example for us, that if he can do it, we can do it, because we are hooked up to him. Because we are hooked up to him, then we are destined to overcome. If we are hooked up to him, we can endure anything we have to go through. If we are hooked up to him, we can finish strong for the glory of God. So Jesus says, an unconditional yes. It will cost you external suffering. You'll have to make tough internal choices, as you have to learn how to deny yourself, give up the rights to your life, take your eyes and your focus off of what you want to do. But then he also says you have to make the decision to take up your cross daily. Here's what the cross represents. The cross represents, when you take up your cross, it represents your willingness to sacrifice something that is important to you in order to show your continued dedication and commitment to Christ. What is so important to you that it prevents you from selling out wholeheartedly to God? Everybody's got something. Everybody has something. Do not be so self-righteous that you don't think that there's something that you hold on to that prevents you from selling out wholeheartedly to God. And so he says, take up your cross daily. In other words, make whatever sacrifice you need to make in order to show your commitment to God and to display an unconditional yes. But here's the thing. He says, take up your cross. He doesn't say take up your brother's cross. He doesn't say take up your sister's cross. He says take up your cross. In other words, when you take up your cross, it means you must stop comparing your sacrifice to someone else's sacrifice. Just because it's tough for them to give up doesn't necessarily mean it's tough for you to give up. You've got to figure out what is important to you and make that sacrifice. And the other thing is this. When you take up your cross, you must understand you're taking it up with the intent to use. You're not carrying around your cross for the purposes of showing. You're taking up your cross as not a badge that you wear so people can say, oh, you're a Christian. To take up your cross means I take it up saying, Lord, I am willing to make this sacrifice every single day so that my yes can mean yes and so that my no can mean no, so that I can have an unconditional yes. So we've talked about everything that you've given up. The cost of an unconditional yes. An external pressure. Internal decisions. Taking up your cross. Denying yourself. Losing sight of your own future. But then, here's the hope found in an unconditional yes. It will change your posture or position in life. Follow me. When Jesus says, deny yourself, take up your cross, and follow me, what he is saying is this, is that you will cleave or join to me in every aspect of life. And if you are willing to trust God when he leads you to the grave, if you're willing to trust God through your pain and your suffering, if you're willing to say, nevertheless, not my will, but thy will be done, you must understand that where the head goes, so the body goes also. Even with the appearance of defeat, victory is guaranteed because of who you've cleaved to. Christ went to the cross. I'll go to the cross. Christ went to the grave. I'll go to the grave. Christ appeared dead. People look at my situation and say that he has died where he is. But I know that if I die with him, I shall also live with him. If I suffer with him, I shall also be glorified with him. If I'm willing to lay down my life for him, I'll also rise with him. Jesus Christ will change my position because Jesus is not a defeated God. Because Jesus is not a defeated Lord. Because Jesus has all power in his hand. Because I'm hooked up to him. It means I'm not defeated. It means I'm not in the grave. It means I'm not dead. It means I have not lost. It means I can overcome. It means I can endure. It means I have the victory. It means I have the victory. It means I have the victory. No matter what you see, I know who I'm hooked up to. And because I'm hooked up to Christ, I'm guaranteed victory. He will change my position and he will change my posture. He will elevate me with him. because I gave him an unconditional yes. Amen.